Well, it's early Saturday morning. Just got out the road waiting for Dad and Rodney to come pick me up, and we're heading duck shooting for the day. Heading west for about an hour. Not sure if we're going to be hide shooting or jump shooting. It's not the best duck shooting day. It's going to be about 16 degrees, partly cloudy with no wind, so not quite ideal. Probably should be fishing, but that's all right. I'll wait for them to get here, and we'll go for a little drive, and I'll see you when we're down there and see what we're going to do. They're coming back this way. Yep, they're coming. Fucking hell. They're way too high. They're coming in.
Pick it up.
My choke barrel didn't fucking go off. But it's coming straight over the wall. Something wrong with that shell, it's not going off. We got 3 there. One more. He went up further. Swinging. It's coming again.
Betchy, good girl. Betchy. Good girl. Betchy Mia. Betchy Mia. Good girl. Mia. 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 Yeah, you take today, Dave. Mia. Bring me here. Good girl. Bring me here. Bring me here. Bring me here. 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 Bring me here. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Potch. Good girl. Good girl.
That's a healthy bloody duck, isn't it?
Beautiful birds.
Well, the shooting's already started. I haven't even done an intro yet, but Dad and I are sitting in the hide this morning. Already got 4 ducks on the board. As you probably would have seen from that first clip, there was a fair few on it down the next hole, so they've gone here, there and everywhere, but I reckon quite a few will come back, so we should get a decent shot today. Oh,
One that doesn't
rusted.
go on.
Well, that was the same with this one. This one, he didn't go off.
Did
Look,
it?
it's hit it.
Hardly.
Twice I did it and it still didn't go off.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be damp, they're new shells.
Don't know.
Take that one with us when we go.
We've been upgraded in the hide department this week and this year. She's a bit of a flash setup. Got shelves, coat hangers, chairs, cup of tea.
Jolly good chaps.
And this. This beats standing in the mud.
Oh, it needs an oven.
Yeah. Cooktop, couple of bunk beds and we'll be set. Stay in here all weekend.
We're not quite the Clark boys, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's turning into a bit of a New Zealand mai. Tin roof. Stay dry.
Mount is up.
Yeah. Now we just need some ducks. They're coming in here too. Oh, heap of birds, more ducks, there's blackies too. Heap of birds.
Oh shit, they get the farm must pick them up.
Are they all Mounties?
No. So he's coming
They're coming.
Down them rain as well.
They're coming. Ready?
Cut the front one. Finish him.
You go, I haven't got one in. They're a bit big for you, Papa Dog.
Bring him here. Bring him here.
Bring him up. Good girl. Bring him up. Good girl. Good girl.
Here. Bring him here. Bring him here.
Good girl. We don't usually shoot mountain ducks, but there is a lot of them here. And Rodney's got a real nice breast schnitzel recipe, so we're going to try it out ourselves and see how good it really is. That's the reason we shot the pair.
Fetchy. Bring him up. Good girl. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him here. Fetch him here. Quick. Quick. Good girl. Fetch him here. Go for the wing. Fetch him here, Pooh. Quick. Quick. Good girl. Bring him here.
Big Papa Dog. Yeah. I think that's the first mountain duck I've shot.
And a pair of little breast of them.
Try this breast recipe. Look at the size of that thing.
The size when compared to black duck.
Yeah.
And they're big blackies.
Yeah, they're very big blackies.
Goose ducks.
There's no shortage of them, so it's not going to hurt them. Where are they? There they are. Here they come. Straight in.
More birds up high.
They're pitching. I've got the left bird. No, they're not. Ready? Shoot them. Didn't the barrel go off?
I couldn't find my trigger. I shot him on the tote barrel.
Should have had that pair.
They're just pitching a bit far up on us.
Yeah.
I might start standing in the doorway. Good girl.
She'll get downwind of him and smell him. Smart way to do it. Get downwind. She should smell him there in a second. Yep. Good girl. Good girl. That was perfect. Them ducks were pitching over in a hole in there and we just hit the call and they turned and came straight in.
Good girl.
Probably should have got the pair, but Dad couldn't find his trigger. That's alright.
They come back to the call as well, though.
Yeah, they came straight to it pretty much. Here they come. Pitching. My second barrel dinged off again.
What are you doing?
What's wrong with this thing? I pulled my bird.
Yeah, I missed mine. I was just swinging on that one as you flattened it.
Right. Right. He's dead on the other bank. Stay there, stay there. Good girl, bring him here. Bring him here. Girl. Fetch him up here. You're bringing the decoy too. Fetch him here. Here. Bring him here. Fetch him here. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Bring him here. Good girl. Bring him here. Here. Give him up. Good girl. Good girl. Where's Dad? Where's Dad? Another beautiful bird. Dad pulled one out too, but he's over on that paddock, so he's going around to get him. If you blokes haven't got yourselves a pair of these earmuffs, you're doing something wrong, because I never used to wear earmuffs or anything, and it used to be a pain. My ears used to ring. But I've got these Epic Shot Explorer Pluses, and they're a noise cancellation, so you can turn them on with that dial there, and you can have them on different volumes. When it's real windy, they're a bit of a pain, so if you turn it right down, it's not too bad. But when you have them up, you can still hear what's going on around you, but when you shoot, the high frequency from the shot cancels the sound out, so you don't hear it. They're really good. Yeah, probably never go shooting without a pair now. They're so good. Got to look after your ears. So yeah, very good product. Fetch him here, Pipes. Good girl. Good girl. Bring him up here. Bring him up here. Bring him up here. Good girl. Bring him here. Bring him here. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Another lovely Pacific black duck. That wind's just starting to get up. It's actually turning into a duck shooting day, so hopefully we get a few more birds peeling in here, because I'm starting to shoot alright, so nice to get a bag on the final day of the year, so let's see how we go.
Well, today, just to add on to one of our videos, we just thought we'd do a little cooking thing with a few birds that I shot during the season. I know a lot of people have probably got their own way of doing them, but this is a couple of ways we like to do them. A traditional way that we'll do in the oven bag and bake in the oven, and a new one that we've been messing with in the crock pot. So we've got two blackies and a woody. Big lump of bird there. That blackie, he's 750 grams dressed.
And that sort of just shows what the difference Tucker makes on them, like two black ducks This one was low.
That's the woody.
What?
That's the woody. You have to edit that.
2 black ducks. Local bird and one a bit further away, just the difference in size just from the crop they've been on. How much does he weigh?
750 grams.
750
just
grams.
over 750.
It's a bloody big duck.
Yeah, big bird.
So the one in the crock pot is just a simple, just a lamb ragu mix. So it's not really a recipe, more of just a way that you can cook it nice and easy that everyone can do. And then the one in the oven bag, what have we got going in there?
Just a standard stuffing mix with some onion, bacon, extra bit of salt and pepper, and a little secret ingredient, Cotty's orange cordial. An old mate of mine that we used to hunt with in the group, Bruce, he was cooking a stew up the bush one day and he pulled out a packet of dried apricots. And I said, "What are you doing with that, Bruce?" And he said, "That's my secret ingredient for all my game meats." And I started to mess around with it too, and it really makes a difference. And we use orange cordial in our stuffing mix, use tinned apricots in venison stews and things. Just really puts a nice flavour on game meats to have a bit of sweet with it, so something a little bit different you might want to try.
So something you've got to do with ducks too, because they do dry out pretty easily. You've got to have a bit of moisture and whatnot in there.
Really wet stuffing, a lot of juice around them, and an onion, or even a single duck in an onion bag, in a oven bag. Put a full onion in with it, keep the juice in there, stop it drying out.
Yep. Alright, which one are we going to start with? The oven bag or the crock pot?
We'll do the oven bag first. We'll do the crock pot because that's pretty quick and easy.
That's pretty simple. Yep.
So,
alright. So, crock pot, well, we're going to do our
all we need to do is mix that up. If you want to mix that up, 1 3/4 cups of water into the bowl. So, simple as proper.
Pretty simple, just read the instructions on the back really, but...
Lamb ragu, I know it's made for lamb, but works well with ducks. 1 1/4 cups of water. If you're doing lamb ragu and that you mix all this up and heat, use warm water or boil it up actually, but to do it this way, throw it in cold. Mix her up. Set that soak, leave that there. So we'll mix up our stuffing mix because we'll use the same stuffing mix in both lots of birds. Make your own if you like, but this stuff here we just dress it up a bit. So plenty of stuffing and nice and wet. Orange cordial, and it's a concentrate, so and hit it with some water. That's going to be nowhere near enough. So got the season there, you can see it's nice and wet, plenty of moisture in there, a little bit extra salt, a little bit extra pepper, or a lot. Mix him up. Get our birds nice and clean. I cut the butt off them, just open them up a little bit.
We'll have to show you in another video how we pluck and clean our ducks. We just didn't really get to it this year, but
so fill them right up. So just keeps the moisture in and stops them drying out. The fat on that bird, beautiful birds, they really are. Probably notice a few pin feathers still on them. 2 things with that. 1, late season birds can be painful. They get that many feathers on them, as those of you that shoot ducks regularly know. Only tip I'd give is to get as many of them off as you can, because once they've been in the fridge or frozen, they become pretty hard. But end of the day, he who eats the most feathers eats the most duck. And I don't eat the skin, and I tell people not to. I've seen a lot of places that ducks live and a lot of places they feed, so prefer not to eat the skin anyway. So doesn't matter if there's a few feathers still floating around on there. you know, that's a pretty presentable bird. He's pretty good. You only need more seasoning just for him, he's that big. Actually, judge that pretty well by the look of it. That's what you want them chockers. We're making a bit of a mess here, we'll get growled at, but that's how we cook. A little bit more in him. So what we'll do, we might do the big fella in the crock pot. Drop that on there. Simple as. Drop him in. Mix a bit more of a stir. Pour it over with the season washing out, that won't matter. Flavour there. A little bit extra pepper. Tad of salt. And just prick his skin. Just to let that fat come out of the bird. And one full onion.
One full onion, good to go.
There he is. So we'll into the oven at about 180 for about 2 hours.
And you're going to turn him after an hour?
Probably turn him after an hour and a quarter, and see how he goes. Right, so we've got the big fella in the oven in the crock pot. Now we're just going to another blackie and a woody here. A lot of people don't bother about shooting wood ducks. They don't reckon they're any good, do they? They reckon they're as good a bird as a blackie generally. So I don't mind shooting them. Farmers like us to get rid of them like anything else. So we just do this one in the oven bag. Pretty simple. Once again, we've already stuffed the duck as you saw earlier. Got the seasoning in him nice and full. Bit of bacon just to throw over top of him in the oven bag. An onion, some salt and pepper, and once again the old Cotty's orange cordial. I just like using it. It puts a good flavour in there. So we'll just cut the onion up. Nice old. I remember days when the skins used to fall off onions. They must run them through a bit quick now because they never seem to come off very easy. Some of you out there might have tips on how to get skins off onions nice and easy. Feel free to comment. We're only mugs at this game. Certainly no Nigella Lawson. Or Gordon fucking Ramsay. Probably closer, only because of the language. So, onion there. Leave it whole, cut it in half, whatever you like, but we're just going to put it in the bag with the rest of it. Couple of pieces of bacon just to go over the top. So what we do is get our oven bag. Look, got two there, we don't need two, we only need one. Find the open end will be handy thing. Sit him in the tray so we don't make too much mess. One duck. Two duck, I should have said don't make too much more mess, we've already made mess. That's alright. Onion. Got to stab the duck. Just to let that fat out. Should have done that before I put it in the bag. You just stick the bacon in there on the bird like that. And our orange cordial and it's concentrate, so it's going to be fairly strong. And then pour it over. Don't need to add any extra salt and pepper, probably we've got plenty in the mix. Push a bit of the air out of there. Doing up. This thing will break like they always do, no doubt. My hands are a bit slippery from the bacon. We've got to then just poke a few holes in your oven bag. Half a dozen holes. And that's ready to go in the oven. Once the one in the crock pot's finished, we'll whack him in and we'll show you the results in about 2 hours. Right, so we've had the one in the hot pot for just over an hour, probably about an hour and a quarter in the oven, so we're just going to get him out, have a look at him and roll him over. Imagine it's rather warm. It's rather really warm. Get that in there. Careful, it's going to be really hot. Have a crack at that. Just about done and ready to eat, I reckon.
So he's been in there for about, what, an hour?
Hour and a quarter, yeah, something like that. So we'll just turn him over. Rub him around in that juice. Yeah, still going good. He's probably half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. I reckon he'll be just about done. Didn't have any lunch, so a bit of this could disappear this afternoon, I reckon. We'll put him back in and give him a little bit longer. Righto, so we've just left him in there for about another 20 minutes. I reckon it's probably plenty. We'll have a look. See there, the juice is just about cooked up. So I reckon we've timed that pretty well. He's beautiful golden brown underneath when we turned him there a while ago. Look at the top.
Look at that.
Give it a little poke. Yep, that's cooked. So what we'll do is we'll just pin him out onto a tray, just onto a cake rack. Let him rest for a little bit, cool up, and shortly we'll have a little sample and see how we've gone. Alright, so we've got him out of the oven. We've just let him cool down for a little bit. I'm just going to sample him, see if we did any good. Best part of the duck to try. Probably my favourite part of the duck anyway. Is always the leg.
We usually don't eat our ducks hot either. Usually cook them and eat them the next day or during the week for lunch, cold. But you could, with that lamb ragu one, you could even cook some rice and have it with some rice or something.
Excuse fingers, we'll open that up. Take the leg off. Look at that. Plenty of juice still in there, as you can see. A lot of people complain about duck being fatty. It is a bit fatty, but duck fat's actually full of omega-3, so it's one of the good fats, I'm led to believe. Just peel the skin off, as I said earlier. Don't generally get the skin, just too much info on where ducks live and feed at times.
It's still got plenty of moisture in it, doesn't it?
Yep. Good bird, plenty of fat on him, so let's give him a crack.
That's bloody unreal.
No, that is fantastic. And that's just a way we've started cooking them in the last few months, actually, in that lamb ragu, and we were just eating chops one night in it, lamb chops as you do, and we thought, gee, I wonder what that'd be like on a duck. So we tried it, and it works a treat. So if you've got a few ducks there, give it a run, see what you reckon. Top stuff. We'll bake ones out and try them when they're ready in an hour or so. And just for those of you who might be interested, I often get questions said on videos and that about gear that people have got on. Notice I've got Hunter's Element shirt on today. It's a new one I've been trying. It's Hunter's Element Eclipse, I think it is. I generally wear wool. We try and wear a lot of wool on our skin in the bush, but especially hunting in Tassie during the warmer months, it gets too warm to wear wool. This is the Hunter's Element warm season shirt, and a couple of trips in it recently. Obviously it's winter over here, but a couple of trips and comfortable to wear. Very similar to the old powder dries we used to wear 8 or 10 years ago, so they're quite a good garment, I think, for me anyway. So check out your local Hunter's Element stockist, which up here on the coast is Tackle World and Outdoor in Burnie. Go and see Rodney and James and the crew. They'll look after you.
And this isn't sponsored either, we're just shouting out a really good product that we've struggled to find something like this, but they helped us out and we managed to find one, so yeah.
Gear's good, but we've got more important things to worry about right now. That's the rest of this duck. So now we go to stage 2. Got our Blackie and our Woody dressed up in the oven bag, and we'll whack them in there for about the same hour and a half, somewhere around that.
Same temperature?
Same temperature, about 180. See how we roll. Well, we'll just get these ones out we did in the oven bag. We demolished the other one. He's gone. You see these aren't cooked quite as hard because they have been cooked in a bag. Beautiful.
How long are they in there for?
Just over an hour and a half, probably an hour and 3/4. That's probably not going to work, is it? No, right. Clean up later. That's the Woody. And being that they've been cooked in the bag, they're obviously not cooked quite as hard, so they'll be a little bit different again. Still beautiful lump of bird. Beautiful.
That.
The fat running out of it. Probably could have gone for another 10 or 15 minutes.
Fogged up the lens a bit.
But I reckon they'll be pretty good, just like the other one. So that's just a little bit of a look at how we cook some of our birds. Sometimes we mess around with them in the camp oven, but when we're just cooking them at home, either in the bag and now in the hot pot as well, and give it a try if you want, and let us know in the comments later on what you think and how they go.